Well, he's printing like a big dog now. Go ahead and put it in base mode, making a large lampshade to put on this lamp over here for my wife. It's going to have the Horde emblem on it for World of Warcraft. But yeah, that new extruder's working absolutely awesome, and the cooler. I thought I was having problems with overcooling, but it had nothing to do with that cooling fan that Mr. Colt designed. And I didn't say it was. I was asking questions about what temperature he was running because it seemed like I kept getting layer separation, and I thought it was overcooling or something like that. But what it was I was under extruding, because that extruder bar had split and cracked right open. I mean, look at the bearing. It's like floating around all kinds of cattywampus, and there, even the bearing's all wallered out. You can see the play in there. We're rocking on that bearing. I tried super gluing it. Luckily, I had already ordered this extruder upgrade. I ended up putting 2 washers and a lock. No, 1 washer. I take that back. 1 thin washer and 1 lock washer, and that gave it just enough gap that the throat went all the way in. Unfortunately, it made the the heater and the sensor on this side, but I had already replaced the sensor and had a longer wire, and then I had bought a bag of hot elements. So, but then next I want to print out those whoever designed those new Z-axis locks that just screw into the side. That'll be perfect. I wanted something adjustable and smooth because I went ahead and made the adjustable end stop depending on, because I bought the flexible bed, so there's certain parts. I printed some full bed parts before where the flexible bed really came in handy. And then I got to figure out a temporary enclosure to be able to put on this so I can do some ABS. I got a whole box of ABS. I tried printing some the other day, and it's just darn near impossible without having some kind of cover. Either that or bringing the room up to 80 degrees might work, but I don't like being in that kind of temperature. So there's my little wheel. It's working out really good. And it keeps the filament, because there was a little bit, wasn't a whole bunch of drag with this, but there was a little bit of drag resistance with that. So with the wheel, it kind of ended that. And I pulled my spool out thinking that it was again, when I started realizing it was under extrusion from the filament on the extruder, I thought, well, maybe there was too much resistance going through the box, but there's really no resistance in that with that. It was just the extruder. So, but all is good. I got to clean up my wiring a little bit. This socket's bad. It's got one of the solder joints is all loose inside, so I just kind of bypassed it because I had already ran 4 wires up here, because that's what I had was a 4 wire on the white wire. So for temporary, I just stuck the wires in the end and put a little Gorilla Clear on there so they didn't fall out or short out until I can put another plug on there. I'm going to try to order another one of these boards from Ray. I'd much rather use the board if I can, but I got to wait to get a new one because this is really unreliable. If you angle it just right, it'll work sometimes or whatever, but then I notice it's got that bad solder joint. So I've been having problems with that since the beginning. And I thought it was all the wiring, but it was actually right there on that one. But it seems to be working out. I made the GoPro mount, but I just designed if anybody wants this, let me know, I can share it. You can put a GoPro on it, but this one doesn't. This is the older printer. It doesn't have the light on it, so I'm designing a two 12-volt lights, LED bulbs. These bulbs here, and they're 12 volt, so I'm going to run them in series, and that'll work off the 24 volt. They don't pull hardly any amps, but they're super bright, and then the light can just hang off of here like this, and I can adjust it up and down with the GoPro mount as needed. I also made it so I can take my, if I want to double check my bed level, I got this here that I can mount right on the GoPro mount and put it on there and go across the bed, and just to really dial it in. But I've kind of been liking the live leveling a little bit, so I've been doing that. I got the test pattern I print. And the next thing I got to do is design. I want to read. The only reason I haven't put my box back together, number one, it's been running a lot cooler. I want to bring this. I love having the 45. With my vision, having the straight screen and sitting up, it's just harder to see. But with this at a 45 is awesome. And since I repaired my LCD screen, I resoldered the new one on there. But I want to have it mounted like that. So I'm going to make some bracket. I'm going to make a bracket or whatever that I can just screw into the factory, but that'll bring my LCD at a 45-degree angle. Then I'm going to put all that back together. Excuse the mess, but it's been a constant work. So anyway, God bless.